Most back-end developers trying to get into AI right now are hitting a wall they didn't expect. They are grinding Java, thinking it will help them build the next generation of agents, but the tools they need aren't responding. Java remains an industry standard for massive, reliable enterprise systems. If you are building high-availability banking backends, it is exactly what you want. But when the discussion shifts to building models, high-speed inference, or agentic workflows, Java is surprisingly missing from the conversation. Building AI requires constant, rapid experimentation. Java's verbosity and heavy boilerplate mean that trying to iterate on a new technique feels like moving through molasses compared to modern alternatives. This creates a direct trade-off. If you stick strictly to the enterprise stability of Java, you lose the ability to move fast enough to actually build the AI components yourself. AI research moves faster than almost any other field in software history. New frameworks and optimization papers are published daily. Cutting-edge tools for handling memory and context are almost always released in other languages first. This timeline shows the reality. While the AI community is already building on a new breakthrough, Java developers are stuck waiting for a port or an official library. If you are waiting for Java support, you're already behind. Every week spent waiting is lost ground. You aren't just missing a tool, you're missing the chance to experiment with the tech while it's still relevant. In this industry, development speed is the only thing that keeps you from becoming obsolete. Waiting for the enterprise ecosystem to catch up means you're always working with yesterday's breakthroughs. To build in 2026, you have to move to a multi-language stack, and that stack starts with Python. It is the non-negotiable entry point. Think of Python as the connective tissue of AI. It's where the orchestration happens and where almost every major project begins its life. The entire ecosystem is built around it. PyTorch, Hugging Face, and LangChain are engineered to work natively with Python, giving immediate access to the latest models. This native integration lets you test prototypes in hours, keeping it the top choice for research. Python is unmatched for speed of development. However, once you move from a prototype to a high-traffic production system, Python's performance limitations can drive your cloud costs through the roof. When an AI product scales, the priority shifts from how fast you can write the code to how much it costs to run. Every millisecond of inference starts to matter. This is where Rust has become essential. It's increasingly the go-to language for building the high-performance parts that Python can't handle efficiently. We see this in tokenizers and vector databases. When data hits a bottleneck, dropping in a Rust component widens the pipe and slashes latency. It provides speed comparable to C, but with built-in memory safety preventing common high-performance crashes. Without that safety, scaling a complex AI system is a debugging nightmare. A single memory leak in a large-scale deployment can take down an entire cluster. By combining speed with safety, Rust allows teams to scale their AI applications without the constant fear of catastrophic memory failures. Finally, there is C++. This is reserved for the deepest layers of the stack, where you need maximum hardware control. The foundational kernels that actually talk to the GPUs are almost all written in C++. It remains the standard for the absolute bottom of the AI performance layer. In this stack, C++ bypasses the usual abstractions. It allows for direct manipulation of memory and hardware, giving you the fastest possible execution on the silicon. The cost for that speed is complexity. Writing and maintaining C++ is slow and error-prone, which is why it's used only when every microsecond of compute is vital. It's a specialized tool for when you need to squeeze the absolute maximum performance out of your underlying hardware. The most effective AI engineers today don't stick to one language. They use a split architecture approach to balance their needs. The industry standard is to use Python for the high-level orchestration, allowing for fast changes and feature development. Then, when they find a performance bottleneck, they strategically rewrite those specific kernels in Rust or C++. This means the daily reality for these developers is a constant context switching between rapid prototyping and deep performance optimization. Mastering this multi-language workflow is the standard for companies that need to ship fast while keeping their cloud bills under control. If you are a back-end developer mapping out your career trajectory for 2026, you need to be honest about which side of the industry you want to be on. If your goal is building and optimizing the actual AI systems, you need to focus your learning on the Python and Rust stack. If you stay with Java, your work will likely be limited to wrapping pre-built models and integrating them into existing corporate infrastructure. Java isn't dead, but using it means you're treating AI as a feature to be deployed, rather than a system to be engineered. Adopting this stack requires high learning effort, but it offers the highest career relevance in the current market. Start by mastering Python for development speed. Then add Rust or C++, depending on whether you value safety or raw hardware control. If you've been sticking to Java or Spring Boot, I want to hear from you. Drop "I'm guilty" in the comments. Are you ready to start learning Python and Rust? Leaving the comfort of Java is difficult, but building a polyglot skill set today is the most direct path to a career in actual AI development tomorrow.